Well, Daniel, today is about as warm as it's going to get this week.
Yeah, enjoy the teens today. We will get into the 20s briefly tomorrow, and then after that, it's all downhill from here. Here's a quick question for you guys. Would you rather have -10 or 100 degrees and muggy?
Ooh, humidity's rough.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like the -10, that's what we're going to deal with.
Don't like either.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we're going to have to deal with the cold. Unfortunately, it's going to be brutally cold. -20 is the actual coldest high temperature we've ever had. Here in Mankato, we're going to be around -10 this Friday, so not quite to that record, but that's just how cold it is going to be. We did have a round of snow move through earlier. Most of us got about a ½ inch of snow. We got a little bit of another snow shower moving through Wasika up to the north through Hutchinson, but otherwise just kind of some flurries through the rest of the night. But if you are driving tonight, there are some partially covered roads out there pretty much through southern Minnesota, northern Iowa because of that round of snow that moved through. Nothing terrible, but some slick roads out there this evening. Now temperatures not terrible compared to what we've had over the last couple of days. Sitting at 16, feels like 5 degrees. That wind out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Going to stay out of the south through the night, but eventually as we go through tomorrow, going to pick up out of the northwest with some strong wind gusts. Now currently, again, most of us hanging around 16, 13 for Albert Lee to the west, closer to 20 degrees, 18 for Windham, 18 for Worthington. Temperatures drop by about a couple degrees, most of us hanging around 10 degrees as we go through the rest of the night. Now we're going to have another clipper system, going to bring some light snow through tomorrow. Again, most of us looking at about 1 inch or less again with this round, but the bigger story is going to be that wind that returns by late morning, early afternoon with gusts anywhere between about 35 to 50 miles an hour. So we'll deal with that blowing snow, poor visibility when it is snowing as we get into the early afternoon. Then after that, we've got extreme cold watches in effect from Thursday evening through Saturday morning. Both Thursday night, Friday night, overnight lows, they're dropping around -20 degrees, and that is the actual temperature. And it's going to stay pretty cold as we go into next week as well. Not as brutally cold as it will be this weekend, but still some very cold temperatures with highs into the teens. Now tomorrow, those high temperatures, enjoy this. Most of us getting into the mid-20s, some of us even getting closer to 30 degrees as you go along I-90, 28 expected for Blue Earth and Fairmount, but that's going to be the warmest temperatures we're going to have over the next 10 days. Tonight, clouds. Basically, just some flurries into the morning. We'll start off dry tomorrow. That quicker system is going to be a pretty fast mover to arrive by as late morning, early afternoon, and then it's quickly out of here to the east as we get towards about 2, 3 o'clock again. Very light amounts, most of us around 1 inch or less. The bigger story, going to be this wind. It'll be calm in the early morning, but that's going to quickly pick up as well. Gusts around 30 miles an hour to the east, but you go southwestern Minnesota, northern Iowa, we're talking gusts around 50 miles an hour. So while it's snowing, it is going to be some tough travel with that blowing snow. Those winds will diminish as we get into early Thursday morning, but then it's all about these temperatures. Again, Friday, -10. Saturday, not much better with a high of -3. We'll start to get a little bit better as we go into Monday and Tuesday, but still below average. And then these overnight lows, Friday morning, Saturday morning, -20, basically staying below zero as we go into Tuesday and staying near zero with those overnight lows as we head into next week as well. And then these wind chill temperatures, the worst of it going to be Friday morning around -40 degrees, and we're going to stay into the negatives pretty much all weekend again like we were last week, but even worse as we go into Saturday morning, around -30, Saturday afternoon, still pretty much the same, -20 degrees with those wind chill temperatures. Tonight, mostly cloudy, flurries, 10 degrees. Light snow arrives late morning tomorrow into the early afternoon. The bigger story, again, going to be that wind. First alert day for that blowing snow potential tomorrow, and then again Friday and Saturday because of that bitter cold. But really, there's really no break in store for this 10-day forecast.
All right, we got him at 19's looking pretty good.
And 19's going to feel good by next week, that is for sure.
Thanks, Daniel. Sports is up next.